guys, welcome back to another video, and to this guitar, another sort of oddball Fender, I suppose you could say. This is a 2016 Fender Duosonic made in Mexico, and this came just before the Player Series revamp, and you can see quite a few of the Player Series features on this guitar. So things like the spaghetti logo, small headstock of course, and also the F on the back plate just there were all features that got carried over onto Player Series. But we'll go over the spec of this guitar, and then I'll sort of talk about how I found it, what I think of it, and what exactly is it, to be fair, because it is quite a strange little guitar. But spec wise, I just noticed it looks a lot more yellow on camera, but it's bright orange. Think sort of papaya McLaren orange for those Formula One fans out there. But it's an older body, you know, usual Fender kind of stuff there. You do get a three-way switch just here for these two pickups, single volume, single tone, 6 saddle bent steel bridge just there, and it's a string through body, so no tremolo unit. Maple neck with a maple cap, so you got the skunk stripe just there. That's a 9.5-inch radius, and they are medium jumbo frets. And the scale length, actually we'll come back to the scale length in just a minute. As I said, the newer spaghetti logo Fender, smaller headstock, and normal Fender tuning keys. And I would say the neck profile is very stratty, more so than sort of tele, think more strat in terms of profile. Very comfortable. I think what we'll do now, we'll get onto the sound demos just quickly. And I was curious to see whether this guitar sounded like a Strat. So I'm going to compare the neck and bridge to my Strat, because I don't think it does sound like a Strat. It's obviously a Fender sound, but it's not quite Stratty. But let me know what you think, and then we'll come back and I'll sort of go over what I think about this guitar, who it's for, all that sort of stuff. So you heard the sound examples just there then, and like I said, I think the bridge and neck aren't super similar to a bridge and neck Strat, but let me know what you think. The middle, on the other hand, I think it does do a very close tele middle position, so that's its closest sound to its you know, more recognizable cousin, should we say. But this guitar, for those of you that don't know, the design, I should say, the Duosonic, was actually Fender's first offset guitar, not long after the Strat came out. So, you know, this design here, you're looking at Fender's first ever offset, you know, and the Jag and the Jazzmaster being arguably more successful variants, I suppose you could say. And then this spawned the Mustang, which I think became a more popular version until they reissued this many years later. But Originally it was a 22.5 scale length, so very much so marketed at, you know, giving younger players, kids, beginners, you know, good guitars at a more affordable price point. These days it's still a shorter length scale, but not as short. It's a 24, and to be fair, you do notice the shorter scale, but really you notice this body more than anything. And actually, if I just get my telly and try and show you the difference in thickness. So hopefully you'll be able to see there, that's a normal telly thickness, and this is the Duo Sonic. So about 2/3 as thick. So naturally the Duo Sonic is very, very light as well. Just had to put that back. Yeah, so it's a very, very light guitar, you know. So although this guitar arguably isn't strictly for beginners or younger players, I still think it hasn't shook that off. I would, you know, my daughter actually is asking me for a guitar now. She's at the age where she's starting to pay attention to that sort of stuff, and I would absolutely look at one of these because it's a solid guitar. You know, it's going to keep its value and everything because of the name, and it will just be a really comfortable guitar for someone, you know, 9-10 years old to play. Obviously it does other things as well. People like these for being a punk guitar, or, you know, just something a bit different. I think the guy from the 1975 often uses one of these, if that's your sort of music. But yeah, it's just a different type of guitar. The only flaw I think with the design is this switch position, because in this video I must have accidentally flicked that about 50 times. So I would, I don't know, I think that switch could be somewhere a little bit better, but you haven't got a lot of room on here. Maybe it should be up here or something, but who knows. But let me know what you thought of the guitar, and how you would use one if you're not sort of a beginner, you've just got a thing you use it for. I'm interested to know, because it's not usually my sort of thing, but I always like to check out something a bit different. Links to this guitar down below as always, and I will see you next time for another one.